As we're on this journey of reclaiming the energy, we're trying to find motivation again to pop out of bed in the morning and actually enjoy what we do throughout the day. But there's some hurdles coming up, aren't there? And one of them is that motivation hurdle of procrastination. Now, as I address that in my burnout recovery, because I'm feeling better, I'm getting energy back, but then I kind of just don't want to do things sometimes, and I don't want to do that sometimes, and I don't want to have that conversation. And I found out within the procrastination word of behavior is layers underneath, and knowing what type of procrastination matters, because that's how you can address it and begin to not only break the pattern but shift it back to energy. There's 5 procrastination types that we're going to be going through in separate videos. This one's going to be focused on revenge procrastination, which is probably the most common and the aha moment that I see in programs where people are like, ooh, I'm feeling called out right now. And revenge procrastination is basically you are in response mode all day to other people's demands, other people's requests, running around with kids when you get home. And at the end of the night, what do? You binge watch Netflix. You stay up way too late trying to reclaim a piece of your life that's yours, that you're in control of. So people will do this in different ways. The most common one is binge watching shows, staying up way too late. Some people who like to read or game or do other type of hobbies will stay up again way too late. So that's the revenge part, is you're not taking time for yourself or resetting. It's a revenge. It's a negative behavioral impact on your health, mind, body, and soul, because you need sleep, especially when you're in stress. So when you're trying to reclaim all that time you lost throughout the day, at the little bit at the end of the night, you stay up too late, you're losing that sleep and you're not getting that energy reset for the next day. So that's when you know it's revenge procrastination and not just a break. Let me tell you, I can take a break. I can watch a double episode and still feel good the next morning. But when I watch a double episode or a triple episode, night after night, after night, after night, after night, I start to feel really groggy in the morning that, whoa, I don't think I've been getting enough sleep. And that little reset time I had for me at the end of the night turned into revenge. And then I knew that that symptom that I'm seeing of procrastination, the revenge procrastination, I need to address what's happening earlier, because the pattern of revenge procrastination is because everything that happened before that. So let's talk about what is feeding this revenge procrastination. You have loss of control in your day. You're always in response mode. There's even people that I work with in the service industry, which their whole shift is in response mode to customers and clients. So I'm talking hospitality, I'm talking banking, financial services, retail, restaurant, right? Their whole shift is in response mode. So here's what we're going to do of what we can control. I'm going to show you an energy schedule in which brings intention back to your day, and you can sift out what works for your lifestyle and your job. Now, this is an energy schedule, and in this, you're grabbing hold of something. You're not going to have control of your whole day. That's just unrealistic. Let's not battle the reality of the situation. What you're going to want to do is have some focus for like one priority. What's the one thing that needs to be done today that if you don't do is going to have some consequence tomorrow? That's probably your number one priority. Oftentimes we say, let's have 3 or 4 priorities for the day. That's great too. But star one, the one that's going to have the consequence. And then you at least have a sense of progress by the end of the day, a little bit more intent than that response mode. So here's how the energy schedule would be if it was ideal. Now, mix and match it to fit your lifestyle and your work shifts. The first thing you're going to do is focus. Block some time in the morning instead of filling it with meetings on that one thing. Maybe it's spending 5 minutes establishing your priorities for the day, starring that number one thing, and then jumping right into it, right? Getting something done right away into it. Oftentimes, especially in the corporate world or the office world, we fill that first hour with meetings, or people are like round robin into your office. We were a 24/7 manufacturing facility, so we were cleaning up from third shift. Third shift was leaving, first shift's already in. So we're navigating all that chaos in the first hour. The whole day was ran off before I even got in. So having that focus time in the morning of what is our intent today, what is going to be our focus, what is our number one priority, is really going to set the stage for later on. Then you can get into communication. That might be a team meeting, that might be a one-on-one meeting, that might be a huddle to set up the shift. Whatever it may be, it's the pulse check-in. If you're looking at bigger meetings like strategic meetings or brainstorming meetings, again, be cognizant that you are stealing time from people's day right away in the morning, and basically they're going to be in response mode to that meeting the rest of the day. So be really careful about what you're communicating in those early hours of setting the day. Next is activity. This is where you're going to jump into the emails, the quick grabs, the quick impacts, the quick conversations. We do that when we're walking and getting our coffee, automatically giving our energy away to response mode. We just protected our morning in focus. We hit that communication that mattered, the impact meetings, get rid of all the other meetings. And now we're getting into all the activity, because I'm sorry, if it's an email, it's not an emergency. And in most work cases, nothing is really an emergency. Safety, high risk situations, high risk clients, that's emergency situations, and they actually are more seldom than you think. So as a team, once you establish that, you will notice that all these emails are, let's do in the next 24 hours, let's do in the next 5 days type of situation. So you want to get into your email at this point, hitting that activity. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take a break. I was a number one offender of not taking lunch. I would work through lunch. I would eat through lunch. I would schedule meetings or go to meetings and eat my lunch if I was even eating. And obviously you can see the stress that my body went through in burnout collapse. That did not aid in energy. So take a reset, preferably away from screens. Give your brain a break. It is overstimulated. So have a reset of some shape or form that works for you. Then we're going to get back into activities, because crap has been hitting the fan since this morning. You're going to start attacking some more of those, allowing response mode, but you already got your stuff done in the beginning of the morning, right? Your number one priority you already worked on, attacked, or at least got into progress. So the rest of these activities in response mode have just less impact on your energy, because you got the thing done that had the consequence. And now you're ready to support others because you have filled your cup, your function. And then at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that we reset. I don't know about you, but I worked all the way out into the parking lot. I was still having conversations with people as I walked to my car. So having that focus intent at the end of the day about what did I get done? What is maybe the next priority tomorrow that I need to work on? And really setting the stage to close up the day so you can transition to home. I would sit in my garage, my little kids in the car seats behind me, and I would just feel completely drained and know that I have to transition into home mode, into mom mode, right when I walk through that door. Right now, they're locked into the car seats, right? I got control of them. But I know when I unclip them, like chaos is going to ensue. So having that focus time, it was 5 minutes at the end of the day to just wrap up my work day. Where am I at? What do I have to do maybe tomorrow that's slightly urgent and important? And then I closed the book. Helped me start turning off from work and switch into home mode so that I wasn't dragging over that stress, the things that happened during the day, into my family, and like word vomiting and emotionally vomiting all over them all night. So I gave myself that little bit of focus time at the end of the night from work before I started transitioning for home. So do you see how little bits of intention, it wasn't perfect every day, and some days were better than others in this flow, but do you see how just setting the intent of what I am going to do for the day brought back control? So that I know that I had a little bit more effect on my life through those 8 to 10 hours every day. And that started affecting my revenge procrastination at the end of the night. I didn't feel like I needed to reclaim all the energy, which I wasn't, by binge watching shows and staying up too late. I felt like that revenge stopped having a hold on me. And I started going to bed at a reasonable time. If I watched a show, it was 1, and then I turned off. I would have better moderation of my screen time in general was scrolling. And even if I would sign on for work, I would pick up a book. And that book became my right before bed routine. So the revenge procrastination is happening in the after all this mess through the day. And you're just trying to have some sense of time to yourself. So knowing that, having a little bit more intent in your day in some shape or form will start to reduce the revenge at the end of the night. Procrastination is a common human behavior, and it's okay. It's a natural behavior to have, but we're not here feeding energy draining patterns. So when it pops up, let's break the pattern and shift it back to energy.